Hello everybody and welcome to this tutorial about doing Vertex Animation Texture in Houdini for Unity. So on the screen you see there is a car and there's a wall and there is also a VFX, visual effects graph. So when the car crash, it's happening three things. The car moves obviously, and the wall, well, I'm gonna do it again. So the car is an FBX file with animation in it, and the wall is Vertex Animation Texture. So it's an animation that we're gonna make in Houdini, and also you see here there is debris. So there is VFX graph doing stuff here, and I made a script here to control all of it. So we're gonna go through that as well. So this is what we're gonna do. And of course you can make it look real good, but I'm gonna go through the basics. So the wall itself has this display frame. So you can also actually manually choose where you want this if you want to do some other effect. So this is this is what we're gonna do. And it's really nice because you won't be able to see the cracks. It's really well made. So we're gonna start off doing this in and from an empty scene. And I'm actually gonna copy this name. Well, actually, I don't have any empty scenes, so we're gonna I'm gonna save this one. Let's see, tutorials. Whoa, here we are. So this is our empty scene. Perfect. So the first thing we're gonna do some stuff in Houdini. So I have Houdini opened, and I'm gonna save Houdini inside Unity. So I have it in the same location as this folder because I like it that way, easy to work. And I'm gonna do it here. So now the file is saved here. Super nice. And the first thing we're gonna make sure that we have a car. And it's gonna be a pretty simple one. So I'm gonna make a box. And I'm just gonna check the measurements of the last one. Actually, we could do the wall here, so we have a reference to that one. So I'm gonna make it, so if this is gonna be the car eventually, but we're gonna have this wall here. So you see this wall here, I set the dimensions here. And this is the I value. If I just right click and copy and paste it to the center, paste relative, and then I just do times 0.5. Then I always have the half value of this. That makes it always stand on the ground. So if I change here, it's procedural. Lovely. And the car, we're gonna make this car, and I'm gonna, let's do 1.5 and 0.5 in 3 here and see. Yeah. So if I control click here, I have the reference to the wall. Then I blue click here and I have the car here. So this is going to be the main kind of base, and we're going to just make sure in the axis division, I'm going to add more here. And I think that's going to be okay. Maybe more. And then I'm just going to do a transform, and I'm going to pick these here. And if you don't have them available, you just need to change here. And I click enter, and then I can just, in this node here, and if I click enter here, I can just move it up. And actually, if I do pick one more time, I'm actually going to just have those ones. Going to be a little bit cartoony car. And then I'm going to just do a bevel. Polybevel like this. And you see it's kind of beveling the lines on the flat surface. We can change it here. In exclusion, we just do ignore flat edges. So that's nice. And then we're going to do the tires. There's going to be tubes. And we right click here to reference this one and blue click here. So I'm going to just turn these ones around, move them out. So this is the tires, going to do end caps. And then we're going to do -90 here. The radius scale. So we're going to do, if we do right click radius scale here, copy, and then we do the center. And here we just do paste relative reference times 0.5. Yeah, and now you see it's actually, the tires is actually on ground. But the car itself is a little bit too low. So we just do center and rise the car like that. Super nice. And the tires, the height, and we move them in with the blue arrow like this. And we move it here. And then we just do mirror. Looks nice. And then we just do mirror again. And then this time direction is not X, but we do it on I. Yeah, that's going to be super fine. So then I'm just going to boolean out a little bit. So if I do boolean like this, and then we do the car and the tires like this. Now you see we kind of extract out, not yet, because it doesn't really, it's weird. But if we just do a peak here to the tires to make them kind of grow a little bit, this should be working. Oh yeah, because I have this orange here, or purple. So if I untick it, you see now it's showing the correct result. So then I just do, whoops. Then I just do color. For the tires, we're gonna have almost black. Then we're gonna have color for the car. Gonna be a little bit more pastelish. Actually, we do, yeah. Red gonna be super nice, pastelish. Yeah. So then we just merge these ones. This is our car. So this car, we need to do transform to compensate for the scale between Houdini and Unity. And then we do a ROP FBX output. And this is going to be located next to the HIP file. So it's the hip file is here. And then the name gonna be a car. So if we save to disk, we have the car in here. Super nice. So we're just gonna make sure that we have shader graph and lit shader graph. So it's gonna be vertex color. And we do create material. Then we do put it here. And in here we do vertex color into the base like this. Super nice. Save asset. And in the scene we have our car. Super nice. So now we're actually gonna animate this. Well, actually we're gonna put in the wall first. So we have everything as a reference. So we can just copy this part. So we do like this, and we do the wall ref. Save this one too. And we have the wall. So this is the tools, things we're gonna work with. And so we can just clean this up a little bit so it looks a little bit better. It's gonna be, we can do actually this one to colors like the car itself. So now we know what's going on here. So this is super nice. So this one is going out to Unity, right? We're actually gonna have this one here, and this is gonna be a null object. It's gonna be out car, because we're gonna have an object merge later on where we have this one here, so we can reference this one around. We're gonna use it later on here, but we're actually gonna animate this car, and this is a really nice trick, but possibility. So if we assemble this piece of car, so if you see here that here you can see that it has 222 points. If we do create packed primitive here, you see now it's only 5 points. And we also have name on each point here. So you see we have position and we have name, piece 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 tires and the car. It looks a little bit weird, but I think it's because of normals. So let's do the normal part too. That's good. Now we got this covered. And the thing is, when we have this one, we do a transform. And if we just do reference the wall up here, so we're actually gonna crash into it. So at frame 0, we're gonna be over here. So we just Alt and left click over here. So now we key it. You see a green dot box here. Then I'm gonna, in frame 15, it's gonna be crashed into the wall like this. Something. Actually gonna have it a little bit tilted like this. I like it, looks a little bit more interesting. So we just do make sure we have this one keyed, and here we need to make sure we also have it keyed 0. So now we have the car animated. Well, it's supposed to be, so Alt left click, so we key it, And you see now it's keyed. And because we made these 2 points, now in the ROP we can build hierarchy from path attribute. And because we did disassemble, create packed primitives, and we did this box here, and now when we do save to disk, we also need to do path attribute here, right? So now if we do save to disk, in Unity we actually have here the car, and it's supposed to be an animation too. Well, first off, we have the pieces in 5 pieces. So the first thing we can do, we can just do the vertex color. We can do the vertex color to it, so we have that part. And then we also, here, I did the render current frame. Of course, we need frame range. So I'm actually going to remove 240 and do 150. I think the animation won't be longer than that. So if I do save to disk again and go back to Unity, now you see we have this animation as well. So if we just take the, let's see if this works. Maybe this works. Yeah. So now you see I just drag the animation to the car, and now we have the animation into Unity. Super nice. So the next step going to be to have this wall we're gonna start making the Vertex Animation Texture for it, so it breaks. So the things we need to do, well, it's going to be a little bit too much to cover in this tutorial. So I'm gonna pause here and start with the actual Vertex animation part in the next one. So thank you so much for watching.